all of a sudden I see this figure on one of my legs. Hey guys, it's Maddie. So today I'm going to be filming my very first Storytime video, and today's video is going to be about the time I got run over by a car. And no, this is not clickbait. This really happened to me when I was 10 years old. We were coming back from a trip to like Burger King or something. We had hamsters at the time. So we were moving back into a house that my dad lived in at the time and my mom lived in an apartment, but they were switching, so my mom was going to live in that house and then my dad was going to move to a different apartment because they were going through a divorce. And so we had gotten Burger King and we just pulled up to our house. So my mom was not in the driveway and she let us out so we could take the hamsters inside. The hamsters had cages and we had 2 of them, so I grabbed one of them, but I was kind of in a rush, so I grabbed it the wrong way. Like, instead of holding it like this, I kind of grabbed it like this. I didn't have a good grip on the cage, so if I had kept holding it like that, it was gonna fall. So I put it down, I put the cage down on the driveway and laid out flat. My driveway is slanted like this, so I was like here, laid my legs out behind me and was fixing my hands. Instead of, I don't know, squatting and fixing it and picking it up, I was 10. So, actually I was 11. Anyway, fixing my hands. All of a sudden, I see this figure on one of my legs. And I don't know how it got on just one of my legs. But what ended up happening was my mom backed the car into the driveway without seeing me because I was laying on the driveway. So, and I just so happened that the tire was right where my legs, or one of my legs were, so both tires ended up rolling over up to my knee. And right when that happened, like, it took me a second to realize it, but once I did, I like screamed at the top of my lungs. My mom stopped, like she didn't abruptly stop, like she just stopped and she ran back over. I was still screaming, like, but I didn't feel anything because I was in shock. Like, obviously it kind of hurt, but it wasn't until later that I was like really in pain. My brother jumped out of the car and he was like crying, and my mom got out and she's like, "What happened?" Later she told me that she thought that she ran over one of the hamsters. I don't know how that would happen, but my brother went in and got like a pillow for me, and I was still screaming, so like a bunch of the neighbors came out and comforted me, and it was really scary. And they called the ambulance. I think they called 911, I don't know. But the ambulance got there and I was calming down, but my legs started to hurt at that time, so it was like, you know. And they got there and they're like, "We have to cut open your jeans to see if there's any bleeding or if your leg's okay." And I was like, "No, these are my favorite pair of skinny jeans." Like, I was more concerned about my damn jeans than if like my leg was okay. But they cut open my jeans and literally all there was a little tiny scrape on my ankle and like some broken skin. Like, that was it. But they didn't know if anything was broken because there wasn't any blood or anything. So they just took one look at me and they went,
"These skinny jeans saved your leg pretty much. Like, if you were wearing anything else, your leg might have been crushed or broken."
And I just went,
"The things I do for fashion."
Anyway, so glad I wore those that day, even though it was like July. So my mom asked me if I wanted to go into the ambulance or if I wanted to go in the car, and I did not want to go in the ambulance. That was like too crazy for me, so I said in the car. Then once we got in the car, my leg really started to hurt because the shock had gone down. I wasn't just like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" So I was crying. I was like, "Oh my gosh, my leg!" They were like, "Calm down." I'm like, "You didn't just get run over by a car. Like, you can't talk." Like,
don't start that with me.
We got to the emergency room and literally we sat there for like 2 hours without anything. I hate emergency rooms because if you're not like dying, they won't see you for like a long time because everybody goes there. So finally, after like 3 hours, we got seen by, they took an x-ray of my leg, and then after like another hour or 2, they were like, "Okay, so basically you just have kind of like a sprained ankle, nothing serious, no breaks, so here's some crutches, and then use them until your leg starts to feel better." And that was it. We went there for, my leg got run over at like 8:30 and we were there until like 3 in the morning. Like, it was awful. the story of the time that my mom ran me over with her car. And keep in mind, this is a 2-ton blue Acura MDX SUV. I don't know how I didn't die. Like, if I didn't scream, she could have run over my entire body, and I wouldn't be here to tell this story. So, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think I should do for my next video. If you like story times, I can do another story time. And the funny thing is I didn't want to embarrass my mom, so when people asked me why I was on crutches, I just told them that I fell down the stairs so that my mom didn't get like Child Protective Services called on her, because I mean, it wasn't her fault, it was my fault really. But we kind of look back on it now and laugh, and it's ironically a pretty funny story. But that is all for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Let's go! What? You should, yeah, leave that in. Bye!